All right, good morning, everybody. We are here at the Old Key West Resort. It's a beautiful morning, and this is the first time that Kristen or myself have ever been here.
Yeah, so we thought we want to check it out. Look at their running trails here. We know this is a pretty big resort property size.
It's huge.
And it's gorgeous
Yeah.
from what we've seen coming in this morning.
We made a breakfast reservation for as early as we could, and then we showed up a little bit earlier than that so that we can kind of take a walk around and look at the resort. And Disney's pretty cool with that, as long as you have a reservation. So we're going to look around and see what kind of running trail they have here, because we hear it's a pretty big one. And then we're going to go have some breakfast. So come with us and explore Old Key West with us for the first time. It's a DVC, primarily for DVC, right? Disney Vacation Club. But man, it is beautiful. We're here at the pool kind of reception area. And we're gonna take you guys along with us as we make our POV of the running trail. So that'll be kind of a companion to this video. So you can either use it to run with or just take a look at what the running trail looks like. Are you ready to go?
Let's do this.
All right.
Hey everybody, so we're just kind of starting out the running trail here at Old Key West. So they've got right at the check-in area, the running trail sign here kind of shows you exactly where you can go. It's a huge property, so there is plenty of spaces to run. So I'm going to catch up here by Adam. So far you can see it's just absolutely gorgeous. There is really wide sidewalks, especially right now when there's some concerns about safety and there's a lot of discussions about wearing a mask while I run or shouldn't I. You know, I've seen a couple of things on Disney property. If you are here in the next couple months, when we know that you have to wear a mask, especially here in Florida, I think the rule of thumb, we haven't heard anything explicitly from Disney, but the rule of thumb that we've gone by, and I think is just appropriate, would be to keep the mask with you. If you see people coming while you're running, try to put it on. Or if you're running in a location, maybe the boardwalk, for example, where there tends to be a lot of people in one area, we have run with our masks on. It is not ideal because even I'm filming this at 8 o'clock in the morning, it's already almost 85 degrees here and very humid, which can make it tough to run and wear a mask at the same time. So one thing I recommend is, like I said, just keeping it with you. And what's awesome about this resort, kind of bringing it back to what we were talking about, is these wide sidewalks that I'm seeing. Not every resort has such a big walkway like this in between buildings or just their trail in general. So there's not really anybody out this morning. It's pretty quiet, which makes it nice. When we were filming at the Polynesian about a week or so ago, there was a lot of people running. And I would say half had masks, half didn't. I think that when you're doing that amount of physical activity, nobody wants anybody to get hurt or pass out. So there was some people wearing them, some people didn't. It's really tough for me to wear them. So I could see running long distances, like we usually average maybe 5 or 6 miles if we come onto Disney property and do one of the running trails. We're not usually doing a long run here unless it's a special reason or occasion. So we've kind of just made a loop. We started at the check-in area and you're going along this kind of nice river here, but there's a lot of these small Key West type and Florida Key style vacation homes. It's all a part of the Disney Vacation Club here. So when you come here, you get a nice villa. And they have different sizes, you know, some studios, some 1-bedroom apartments, some 2-bedroom apartments, but you have to be in the Disney Vacation Club. There's always opportunities for you to rent from various websites, people who are selling their points, that kind of thing. So there's ways to get in here if you're not a Disney Vacation Club owner, or just be a Disney Vacation Club owner. So that is one way to get on property. Also, we had never been here, but we saw that they had a breakfast reservation, and we thought, hey, this might be a good opportunity to go try out their restaurant. It's Olivia's, and it's right in the main check-in area. I'm sure we'll post a little bit about that too. And then you can also, once we were done, we're gonna do our walk before breakfast, check it out, and then give you guys kind of like an overview of what we saw. But with this video, at least you can see kind of how quiet it is and peaceful. In my opinion, so far, this is pretty big. It's a pretty big layout. And so you could run a lot of miles in here if you stayed here. You can't just walk in. But the other nice thing is it's along a golf course. So I think we're passing one of the golf course holes right now. And so not only do you have just, the quiet scenery that you see, but golf courses tend to be really quiet too. It's kind of a part of the sport. The only thing is see, I hear a Disney bus here up behind me. I'm hearing these Disney buses all the time. And it's not so bad, but the squeaking of the wheels and the loud Disney buses. But if you're like me, you probably have some music on and you won't even notice it. So here, see, you kind of are passing the golf course that's incorporated into this resort. And if you haven't already, check out our 5 places not to run, because you should not go on that path right there and start running through the golf course. You can, but they'll probably stop you pretty quickly. And I will tell you, the golf courses are gorgeous. I probably say it too much because it's worth it. But so if you have some time, do that while you're here. Oh, this is really nice. So you can see, on your jogging trail again, it's shaded. And that for me is really key in the Florida weather, that if it's really hot like it is this morning, I can run where it's shaded and it just cools me and it keeps me, motivated to run longer. The hot sun can just beat down on you here and really take it out of you really fast. No amount of water sometimes can fix it if there's no shade. So that is another big deal that we should note for anybody coming down here who's interested in this resort for running or jogging purposes on their vacation. It's all the shade that's in here. I know we're not here now, but this resort is kind of next door to the Port Orleans, the Riverside, and the French Quarter. And that is another great resort too, that if you haven't been there, they have fantastic running trails between them where it's mainly shaded. And that's another really great resort. And there's Disney Vacation Club there, but you can just book a regular reservation and just get in there. Or, they have restaurants too in there if you happen to be wanting to, maybe a breakfast like we're doing and then, explore. So kind of in the middle of the video, we came across what I think is like the cutest little pathway here that's by one of the pools and building 41 and 42. It's just a pedestrian walkway, and you'll notice that almost everything else we did was along just the roadway or a parking lot. But now we're on just like a pedestrian roadway. And it's actually really pretty back here. Again, like, see, you can see that we're still kind of wandering past the golf course and the holes, but you're not actually on the golf course. But you still kind of get that peace and quietness of being there. The only thing I just noticed actually about, although this is really pretty in here, you are actually, here, let's see if we can see the cars. You can a little bit. You're right next to the main road. Okay, don't judge me, guys. I'm gonna go into the forest a little bit. So you can see you are right by where kind of the main road is here. So on a normal day, it's probably really busy and you just hear the cars and see the cars driving right next to you. But there's tons of trees in here, so it's not so bad. And especially if you're out early enough, the parks aren't even open yet, so it doesn't even matter. But I'm hearing the cars whiz by. I don't know if I'd want to be in one of these buildings here right by this road either. But it sure is pretty. I most certainly probably would come back here. This is one of my favorite little trail spots I think I've seen here on property. Like, really picturesque. Again, to note, we've seen a couple of golf carts. We are not on the golf course. Just to note that for everybody. Okay, I'm gonna catch up here with Adam and come back with you in just a second so that I can look at the map and make sure that we go all the places we want to go in this video. Okay, everybody, so maybe I was wrong. We did take some wrong turns, but you know, we're back on track and we're gonna mark that in this video. They don't have a sign that necessarily says turn here. So I see where somebody could make a mistake and get onto the golf course on accident. Also noting, there's a few of these roundabouts and spots where they have you turning on the trail here that there is no sidewalk. You'll see, like, kind of where Adam's feet are, that there's paint markers to say, you know, kind of mark it off, but you know, so just be careful. Like right now, there's not necessarily gas stain in these buildings back here, but they're doing a lot of maintenance work that we're seeing, and you know, some of those people are driving kind of fast in these residential little areas. So something to note.
Okay, so we finished up with our POV and our run around Old Key West. Kristen, what did you think?
Overall, I thought it was beautiful here. There's a couple of things that, you know, I think that we want to mention so that if you come here that you're just aware of. Mm-hmm. But compared to other Disney resorts, it's really pretty. And I loved that it was a pretty lengthy, long trail.
What did it end up being?
About 2 miles.
So about 2 miles, which is pretty good.
Well, we started at the check-in building and we ended at the check-in building, kind of the path that the New Balance running trail recommends. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Now, what I noticed that's different from a lot of the other resort runs, well, at least the ones that I've done, is that this run that they have marked out for you is primarily on a sidewalk next to roads. So you're next to traffic a lot. You do have to cross a lot of intersections. We saw a lot of Disney buses. There goes one right now. So we saw a lot of buses coming by. I mean, it's really pretty, and you're running around the golf course, which is really cool, but there is a lot of traffic, right? And this isn't really even high capacity at this resort. So imagine if you're here when the resort is full, there is going to be a lot of cars and a lot of traffic. I didn't think the trail was or the course, the running, track, I guess you'd call it. Trail. Wasn't marked very well, and we did take a wrong turn, and we ended up on the golf course, which could be really dangerous because we actually got hit by, you could get hit by a golf cart. there were a couple that came around the corner there pretty quick, and we didn't realize that we were all of a sudden not on the trail, we were on the golf course. So that was a little hazardous, but it was really nice and really pretty. And like you said, longer than the other kind of loops that we've seen, right?
Yeah, but I love that it was shaded.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
lots of shade.
That is very different from a lot of the other Disney trails.
Mm-hmm.
That there's a lot of big, beautiful trees.
Yeah.
It's very scenic.
Yeah.
And so on hot days, like I was mentioning earlier in the video, you know, even just running now in the morning can be overwhelming. And just having the shade of those big trees is so helpful. So I loved that about this resort.
Yeah, and I mean, we just did a really, really brisk walk because we were filming. And even that with these masks on with the heat, yeah, you start to heat up very, very quickly. And so those trees and that little bit of extra shade really goes a long way to help. But man, what a really beautiful resort this is. This is our first time here. So it was really fun to just look around and check it out, right? Yep.
So I say definitely recommend.
Yes.
If you're looking for a longer trail, if you're looking for something different, and I can't speak highly enough about this one. You know, few things to consider while you're here, but still great place to be.
Yes, most definitely. So if you want to, check out our companion POV if it's posted. I'll put a link card up above here. And don't forget to subscribe to Wish Upon a Run for all our next video releases. We're going to be going to a bunch of different resorts around the Walt Disney World property and checking out all their running trails. So make sure you check all those out. Right, Kristen?
Yep.
All right. Well, it's a beautiful morning here at Walt Disney World. We are going to go get some breakfast, and then we're going to start our day.